Hey gamers, if you're feeling bored with your 8 GB RAM setup, no worries. I've got 10 awesome games for you. The first game is Far Cry 4. Far Cry 4 is a 2014 first-person shooter game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the successor to the 2012 video game Far Cry 3 and the fourth main installment in the Far Cry series. The gameplay focuses on combat and exploration. Players battle enemy soldiers and dangerous wildlife using a wide array of weapons. The game features many elements found in role-playing games, such as a branching storyline and side quests. The game also features a map editor in both cooperative and competitive multiplayer modes. The second game is Grand Theft Auto V. It is a 2013 action-adventure game developed by Rockstar North and published by Rockstar Games. In Grand Theft Auto Online, the game's online multiplayer mode, up to 30 players engage in a variety of different cooperative and competitive game modes. The story is centered on the heist sequences, and many missions involve shooting and driving gameplay. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM.
So him and Tanya can smoke crack in peace? Homie, I'm good.
The third game is Far Cry 3. It is a first-person shooter game developed by Ubisoft Montreal and published by Ubisoft. It is the third main installment in the Far Cry series after Far Cry 2. The game takes place on the fictional Rook Islands, a tropical archipelago which can be freely explored by players. Gameplay focuses on combat and exploration. Players can use a variety of weapons to defeat human enemies and hostile wildlife, and the game features elements found in role-playing games such as skill trees and experience. After a vacation goes awry, protagonist Jason Brody must save his friends, who have been kidnapped by pirates, and escape from the island and its unhinged inhabitants. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM. The fourth game is Call of Duty WW2. It is a 2017 first-person shooter game developed by Sledgehammer Games and published by Activision. It was released worldwide on November 3, 2017 for PlayStation 4, Windows, and Xbox One. It is the 14th main installment in the Call of Duty series, and the first title in the series to be set primarily during World War II since Call of Duty: World at War in 2008.
How many casualties? We executed the mission. Get me the fuck out of here. How many? We had orders!
The fifth game is Sniper Ghost Warrior 2. It is a tactical shooter video game developed and published by City Interactive for Microsoft Windows, PlayStation 3, and Xbox 360. It is the third entry in the Sniper Ghost Warrior series, and is the sequel to Sniper Ghost Warrior Sniper. Ghost Warrior 2 is a tactical shooter that employs stealth, hand-to-hand assassinations, and titular sniping techniques. Gameplay features realistic bullet physics that factors distance, wind, and bullet drop when sniping targets. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM.
Target in sight.
The sixth game is Watch Dogs. It is an action-adventure video game franchise published by Ubisoft and developed primarily by its Montreal and Toronto studios using the Disrupt game engine. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM. The series' eponymous first title was released in 2014, and it has featured 3 games in total, the most recent being 2020's Watch Dogs: Legion. The seventh game is Call of Duty Ghosts. It is a 2013 first-person shooter video game developed by Infinity Ward and published by Activision. It is the 10th major installment in the Call of Duty series and the 6th developed by Infinity Ward. In Call of Duty Ghosts, the story is mostly told through the eyes of Logan Walker, with several other playable characters, including an astronaut specialist named. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM. The eighth game is Rise of the Tomb Raider. It is a 2015 action-adventure game developed by Crystal Dynamics and published by Microsoft Studios and Square Enix. Its story follows Lara Croft as she ventures into Siberia in search of the legendary city of Kitezh, while battling the paramilitary organization Trinity, which intends to uncover the city's promise of immortality. Lara must traverse the environment and combat enemies with firearms and stealth as she explores semi-open hubs. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM. The ninth game is Crysis 3. It is a first-person shooter video game developed by Crytek and published by Electronic Arts. Crysis 3's story revolves around Prophet, a nanosuit holder who is on a quest to take revenge on the Alpha Ceph, the leader of the Ceph alien race. The game's story serves as the end of the Crysis trilogy. Gameplay revolves around the use of the nanosuit, which grants players a variety of abilities such as being invisible. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM.
Well, I don't know about you, but I call that fucking flawless.
That's armor.
It's nearly on us, Prophet. Move it!
The 10th game is Maxplane 3. It is a third-person shooter game developed and published by Rockstar Games. Throughout the single-player mode, players control Max Payne, a former NYPD detective. An online multiplayer mode is included with the game, allowing up to 16 players to engage in both cooperative and competitive gameplay in recreations of multiple single-player settings. It can run perfectly on 8 GB RAM.